Today on our Lore Dive series extravaganza, we have how Islam views white women. Historically, religiously, this is definitely not going to be controversial, but this is what you suggested to me. Here on the Taku channel, I do daily videos diving into lore, whether it's American war crimes or Islam war crimes or otherwise. Well, you guys are violent. I've come to the conclusion that my audience likes blood. So here we are, my bloodthirsty tards in the audience. Lock in, everybody. Today we are looking into Islam's eternal fantasy. White women are just for sex. By Raymond Ibrahim. This was specifically requested, so lock in for more Islam lore. It's what we're doing today.
On June 25th, a court in the United Kingdom heard about how a 14-year-old British girl was once told, quote, "This is what white girls are for," before being sexually assaulted by a Muslim teen around
Look, man, it could have been an individual, okay? Maybe it's not, it has nothing to do with the culture, or maybe it's on an individual basis. All right, let's not get Islamophobic.
age.
We're doing this just for the lore. This is not for the political commentary. I almost died because I just lied to you.
In the victim's own words, quote, "He said it was my own fault. I'd led him on."
To be fair, she was white and female. So, I mean, to be fair, she wasn't even wearing a hijab. I mean, like, could you really blame the guy?
I shouldn't have walked around in what I was dressed in.
In her own country. White women walking around in England. Oh, what have we come to? I mean, to be fair, this is an individual basis. All right, let's not get all Islamophobic.
I deserved it, and that is what white girls were for.
Oh, damn.
He would also refer to her as his white slut. The same court heard about how another Muslim man,
very nice.
After having his way with
I can't believe the Zionists would do this.
another British girl, also called her the same word as
More alt-right white people doing this stuff, probably.
well as a dirty bitch before spitting at her and laughing.
That's not very nice.
Now, what's striking about these revelations is
Is that they're all done by white men, Christians and Jews, ganging up on these innocent women, probably?
the very same logic and verbatim words have been used by legions of sexual assailants of a certain religion who tend to
It could have been any religion, okay? He could be referring to Hindus, okay? I'm pretty sure he isn't, but he could be.
the females of a certain race as nymphomaniacal masochists who want nothing else in life but to be degraded, used, and abused.
Wow.
Here are but a few more examples. In 2014, a Muslim man explained to another British woman...
Bro, these are all completely anecdotal. I'm running defense here for my homies, all right? My homies that are invading England. I got you. This is an anti-Islamophobia channel. Here we just do lore every single day, and you know it.
was sexually assaulting her. "You white women are good at it," said he, between
Good at what? Getting sexually assaulted?
her crying and struggling. That, of course, is just another variant of...
Dude, I hate the media. Asian father of four. And it's a Muslim. It's a Muslim from Pakistan, which I guess technically is in Asia. When you think Asian father of four, you're thinking more yellow, not brown. Sorry to be rude in that regard. But that is more what you're thinking, okay? The media just loves running defense for these guys.
he.
Dude's name was Abdul Ghaffur, all right? His name wasn't Xi Jinping, all right? Bro's name wasn't Kazuki Takahashi, all right? Get out of here, bro.
Between her crying and struggling. That, of course, is just another variant of "this is what white
I love how my classic Chinese name was the dictator of China, and my classic Japanese name was the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just, you know, what these cultures are known for.
girls are for," as that other more recent UK courtroom heard on June 25th.
That's crazy.
In 2020, another British woman revealed
This is getting scary. All right, look, I'm not racist or anything, but I do recognize patterns.
that her Muslim molesters called her a white cunt and a white whore
What the
and a
fuck?
white bitch. In 2019, another court heard how a British girl was, quote, "passed around like a piece of meat" among her Muslim assailants. Speaking now as an adult, the court heard how she was, quote, "raped on a dirty mattress above a takeaway and forced to perform sex acts in a churchyard." And how one of her abusers, quote,
nightmare.
"urinated on her in an act of
Mr. Hussein could have been Jewish, you never know. Mr. Yunus, classic Christian name. Mr. Akhtar, I mean, that's obviously a Japanese man.
humiliation afterward. In 2018, another British woman was trafficked to Morocco, where she was sexually
my
assaulted
God.
by dozens of men. They, quote, "made me believe I was nothing more than a slut and a white whore," she recollects. "They treated me like a leper, apart from when they wanted sex. I was less than human to them. I was rubbish." In 2015, another Muslim man called a 13-year-old girl a little white slag British slang for promiscuous woman,
Oh,
before
so this is someone that already integrated into British culture, right? He already knows the British pejoratives.
forcibly de-virginizing her. In 2013, not only did Dr. Taj Hargay, a British imam, confirm that the majority of the UK's imams promote grooming rings, in his words,
What? One more time?
confirmed that the majority of the UK's imams promote grooming rings.
What? One more time. Hold up. I must have misheard that.
Virginizing her. In 2013, not only did Dr. Taj Hargay, a British imam,
So this is a British Muslim imam admitting
confirmed that the majority of the UK's imams promote grooming rings, in his words.
the majority of these guys are promoting rape gangs, and they're importing more of these guys? Well, look, man, not all cultures are compatible, bro, but I don't see this story coming out of freaking Curious Joel, New York, from the Hasidic Jews. All right, you know, I'm sorry, bro. You don't hear stuff like this coming out of Chinatown. All right, like, what is going on?
Words. He said Muslim men are taught that women are, quote, second-class citizens, little more than chattel or possessions over
I mean, to be fair, that's literally in the Quran, right? Their vote counts for half of a man vote, stuff like that.
whom they have absolute authority, and that the imams preach a doctrine that, quote, denigrates all women, but treats whites with particular contempt.
Oh my God.
There's certainly no doubting that last point. While this phenomenon manifests
To quote everyone's favorite large leftist political streamer, Hassan Piker, he doesn't care if rapes happen on October 7th.
itself with extreme regularity in that bastion of diversity, the UK, it's ultimately
Bro, is that an ISIS flag?
manifests itself with extreme regularity in that bastion of diversity,
God,
the
dude,
UK.
the UK's a
It's
nightmare.
ultimately less about being British and more about being white. The proof is that the same thing is happening all across Europe. Thus, in Germany, in 2016,
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be importing infinite of these guys. That's my nuclear take of the day.
a group of
But again, this is not for politics. We are today doing an analysis of lore. This is lore.
migrants stalked a 25-year-old German woman and hurled, quote, filthy insults at her and taunted her for sex. Then they explained their logic. German girls are just there for sex, said they, before reaching into her blouse and groping her. In 2016, another Muslim man who almost killed his 25-year-old German victim while raping her and while shouting Allah, afterwards inquired if she liked it. In
Bro?
2016 in Australia, a Muslim cabbie groped and insulted his female passengers, including by saying, quote, all Australian women are sluts and deserve to be raped. Now, the bigger problem
More instances of the far right being the problem in Europe.
is that this issue is not limited to or a byproduct of the modern era. From the very start of Islam, 14 centuries ago, Muslim men have always portrayed European women, even chaste nuns, as both sexually desirable and sexually promiscuous by nature.
Oh, shit, so it's cultural. Oh, boy. Oh, this is why we get canceled on the next Taku channel, too, these days.
And as usual, it all traces back to Muhammad. As Ahmed M.H. Shboul, a Western academic of Muslim origin, euphemistically writes, quote, the Byzantines as a people were considered fine examples of physical beauty, and youthful slaves and slave girls of Byzantine origins were highly valued.
What do you mean? I thought the white people invented slavery.
The Arabs' appreciation of the
That was sarcasm.
Byzantine female has a long history indeed. For the Islamic period, the earliest literary evidence we have is a hadith saying of the Prophet, Muhammad is said to have addressed a newly converted Arab, would you like the girls of Banu al-Asfar? Banu al-Asfar can be translated as the fair-haired and or skinned people. Now, despite this academic's fine take of the Arabs' appreciation of Byzantine women, who essentially represented the Europeans nearest to Arabia, Muhammad's question was meant to entice the man to join the Tabuk campaign against the Byzantine and reap its rewards. That is, the sexual enslavement of fair women. Indeed, right?
I mean, again, it happens in Syria, too, right? The Yazidis and stuff, like minorities in Syria were taken as sex slaves. Like, it's pretty wild that this keeps happening and no one wants to talk about it out of fear of being Islamophobic.
Right from the start, European women, again typified by neighboring Byzantine women, became the Muslim world's, quote, beautiful femme fatale who makes men lose their self-control.
Bro, get out of here. What does this even mean? Oh, she's just too white for me to control myself from raping her? What is this? Is this supposed to be some sort of defense?
Maria el-Sheikh, author of Byzantium Viewed by the Arabs. She continues, quote, Our Arab sources show not Byzantine women, but writers' images of these women, who served as symbols of the eternal female, constantly a potential threat, particularly due to blatant exaggerations of their sexual promiscuity. In our Arabic texts, Byzantine women are strongly associated with sexual immorality. While the one quality that our Muslim sources...
I love how these people still decided to go there. It's like, here you have all these sexually promiscuous women everywhere, according to them. And it's like, yo, let's all just go there now. let's all migrate over there. And then it's like, whoa, all these sexually promiscuous women, that's crazy.
Never deny is the beauty of Byzantine women. The image that they create in describing these women is anything but beautiful. Their depictions are occasionally excessive, virtually caricatures, overwhelmingly negative. Such fevered fantasies, which are clearly far from Byzantine reality, continues al-Sheikh, existed only in the minds of Muslim men and, quote, must be recognized for what they are, attempts to denigrate and defame a rival culture. In fact, in Byzantium, women were expected to be retiring, shy, modest, and devoted to their families and religious observances. The behavior of most women in Byzantium was a far cry from the depictions that appear in Arabic sources. Indeed.
Oh boy.
For example, Abu Uthman al-Jahiz, an Abbasid court scholar born around 776, insisted that the females of Constantinople were the, quote, most shameless women in the whole world.
Great.
They find sex more enjoyable and are prone to adultery.
Of course.
Writing about 150 years later,
They're prone to adultery after we rape them.
Abd al-Jabbar, another prominent Muslim scholar born around 935, claimed that, quote, adultery is commonplace in the cities and markets of Byzantium. So much so that even the nuns from the convents went out.
This is just like their infinite propaganda to basically legitimize the rape of white women. You just constantly talk about how they're all sluts and secretly like it, even the nuns. This is insane. I'm like actually shocked that this is so rooted in like the culture.
To the fortresses to offer themselves to monks. And just like all white women today, not just Brits, are viewed in this unflattering manner, so too were all white women then, not just Byzantines, viewed as depraved hussies by nature. Thus, during the later crusading era, in a written excerpt that goes to great, if not pornographic, lengths, Muhammad bin Hamid, also known as Al-Isfahani, a celebrated Persian court scholar and poet, born around 1125, explained how he once saw a ship approaching which contained, quote, 300 lovely Frankish women, full of youth and beauty.
Oh, okay.
The flattery ends there and the fantasizing begins. Quote,
no.
They glowed with ardor for carnal intercourse. They were all licentious harlots, proud and scornful, who took and gave, foul-fleshed and sinful, making love and selling themselves for gold, with nasal voices and fleshy thighs, blue-eyed and gray-eyed.
Bro,
they
stop!
Dedicated as a
Stop gooning! Stop gooning, bro!
Offering what they kept between their thighs. They maintained that they could make themselves acceptable to God.
It's so crazy because, like, in Christianity and in Judaism, people being regarded as just, like, utter hornballs, it's like, it's not actually respected in, like, Christian and Jewish cultures to just be complete and utter people beholden to your carnal desires, right? You're supposed to control yourself and stuff. Like, that's a fundamental. It's not to let yourself become the beast, but be the man, all right? Like, do not fall to the whims of Satan. But, like, these are, like, respected historians basically straight up writing pornographic fanfics of other women.
No better sacrifice than this. They made themselves targets for men's darts.
They made themselves targets, you know, by existing.
Then conquered Jerusalem from the Franks in 1187. This same Al-Isfahani, who was present and aged 62 then, launched into yet another sadomasochistic tirade extolling the sexual debasement of European women and children, about 8,000 of whom were enslaved. Quote, how many well-guarded women were profaned then? How many queens were ruled and nubile girls married, and noble women given away, and miserly women forced to yield themselves, and women who had been kept hidden, meaning nuns, stripped of their modesty, and free women occupied, meaning penetrated, and precious ones used for hard work, and pretty things put to the test, and virgins dishonored, and proud women deflowered, and happy ones made to weep. How many noblemen, Muslim lords, took them as concubines? How many ardent men blazed for one of them, and celibates were satisfied by them, and thirsty men sated by them, and turbulent men able to give vent to their passion? How many lovely women were the exclusive property of one man? How many great ladies were sold at low prices and lofty ones abased, and those accustomed to thrones dragged down?
That might have been the worst passage I've ever heard, ever read, ever in the world, ever in the history. Thank you, Mr. Al-Ishfahani. No, but like the crazy thing is like rape happens in war. Women taken as sex slave happens in war, but it's never regarded as like a good thing and a noble thing by a religion. You know, like never. Like I'm sure that women were raped in the Crusades or whatever, but that's never what the Crusades are remembered for. It's never like, oh, the women we've raped and captured and sold. That is not at all something that's looked up at ever, literally ever. I've never heard something like this in my life, where they are straight up celebrating the different various ways they found to rape white women. I'm actually in shock right now. Like I didn't think this was considered like cool and epic and based. Like this is something to be ashamed of.
In short, just as many Muslim men see Western women as pieces of meat, wanton nymphomaniacs that are dying to be used and abused, so too did Islam's earliest luminaries always see and describe European women thus.
Oh my God.
It's a real ongoing problem. But if you dare notice it, especially...
And then Hassan denies that there was sexual violence on October 7th, when the UN says that there was.
Where it's widespread in Western Europe in general, the UK in particular, you might just get yourself arrested.
Yeah, and then you wonder why the rape rate increases in places like Dearborn, Michigan. Probably a coincidence. Maybe it's the whites that are getting all riled up or something. Yeah, no, this is wild. I don't even know what to say. I didn't realize this was like a long-standing culture where you have these people straight up celebrating and venerating the rape and enslavement of white women to the point that it literally bleeds into modern day. I'm literally shocked. But anyway, so that's today's episode of Islam Lore. This probably won't be controversial. I'll see you in the next one, probably. If I'm not murdered by then by some guy that's upset at me. I get a lot of death threats, but, you know, it's worth it because the content is good. Let me know future lore dives you're interested in. Bye.